And you know, one of the great motivators in serving in public office shouldn't just be to get yourself elected or reelected. It should make people proud.
So who is Kit Bond? What is his legacy? Is it his political triumphs, the legislation he championed, the buildings and bridges that bear his name? Or is Kit's real legacy the people he affected, the lives he touched?
I had a very close friend of mine who is a physician who I admire as much as I admire any 10 people in the world say to me, "Don't you know Kit Bond?" He said, "If you ever see him, tell him what the people of the St. Louis community are active," and he named a couple of very, very key efforts here in behalf of the poor, for whom we all feel an outreach, particularly in these very trying days. He said, "Do you have any idea what Kit does for us and those people in need?" And to be honest, I didn't have the foggiest notion. And he said, "That's because he doesn't demand to have an award for it. He doesn't demand to be on the papers for it. He doesn't demand us to give a statement of acclamation. What he does demand is that we be there to take his help." And I am so admiring of that Kit. The reality of the issues, the reality of the focus, the reality of what he must be, but still this quiet part that comes from the inner self and says, "How can I help others?"
I was fortunate enough to be invited to a fairly small luncheon at Washington University, to which the first President Bush was the key guest. And we were all, quite frankly, in awe of being in the same room with the president as he ate pork rinds, which that president did. Senator Bond happened to be seated next to a couple of children who were very seriously hearing impaired. And while all the rest of us were directed toward the political star in the room, he was signing to these youngsters. And I was simply astounded. I don't know how much signing he even knows, but he was communicating with those kids and helping them feel comfortable in a way that only he could do.
The willingness to take your adult life and spend it serving others. That's what Kit's done. He hasn't made a fortune. It's had lots and lots of times that he's had to sacrifice with his family, but he's taken his adult life and given it to us, the citizens of Missouri. So I want to say thanks. Thanks for doing a great job.
I'm really proud of my dad's service, and I'm thrilled that he's been able to accomplish as much as he has. And I'm sure he'll miss it at times, but I'm looking forward to seeing him a little bit more often, and I'm really proud of him.
Integrity, respect, compassion, and pride. Those are the qualities of Missouri that will serve us now, as they served Missouri's first citizen, a humble man from Independence, 28 years ago when he assumed the far more awesome burdens of the presidency, with words that match my sentiments today. I ask only to be a good and faithful servant of my Lord and my people.